What's going on?
Well, I see on the weather, here I am doing the weather again, Paul. I see the first weather forecast with possible snow in it.
Oh, when's that?
Next Wednesday.
That's too early.
Yeah. So they were calling for, actually, we know the end of October is not too early to have snow up here. They were calling for ice on Tuesday and a possibility of snow showers on Wednesday. Just like I say, that's the first, I check the weather first thing every morning for the 14 days out. And
I do notice a drop in temps after this week.
Yeah. That was the first time that I see that they had listed snow. Now it may not, it's still supposed to be around 50 degrees that day.
Yeah.
So it may not, but that's the first,
All right.
forecast of snow. So, and we know it can happen this time of year.
Well, we were up bird hunting last year.
Yeah.
And all the high peaks had somewhere around 1,000 feet.
You shot the big buck, what was it, 2023, Paul? That's the 1st of November. And
that was the third day of hunting season.
Yeah, and that was the third
we had
day.
Snow.
Yeah, and it had actually snowed 2 or 3 days prior to that.
That was the tail end of it.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of...
it was gone after that.
That day, I was kind of pressured. I had that morning and...
Yeah, in the openings, the roads and stuff, it had all melted off in the cuts and stuff. So maybe it still lasted a few places in the shade. Yeah. So
we've had a few seasons where we had snow opening day.
Oh yeah, over the years I've seen it. That's not uncommon. It's not usual, but it's not uncommon either.
Remember one time we had it must have been 97. I think your truck was brand new. Your tan truck was brand new.
Yeah.
Because remember, you had it stuck. You slid into two holes where there was 2 sinkholes.
Yeah, yeah.
And Jody was with us.
Yeah.
And I think we had 10 inches. Had quite a substantial snowfall.
Yeah.
And you kind of went up into this mountainous area. We were coming back, and they had the holes marked, and your front tires went slid right down into them.
Yeah.
There we sat on the frame.
Yeah.
And it was
I don't remember that. We get off. Obviously, we get off.
We did.
Here
we are. Remember, you went in fine.
Yeah.
And then coming out, there was just 2 big holes.
Right.
And from people driving, that had become icy.
Yeah.
And you probably just didn't get over quite far enough. And those front tires slid right down in the 2 holes. Yeah. And then you guys used I drove, and you guys you had 2 great big sticks you stuck under the bumper. And all you needed was get those front tires to bite.
Right.
And then it came up out of it, but the back end was just on ice.
Yeah.
Front tires were free floating.
Yeah.
And it was the year I shot my first buck. 97.
Yeah, you were 15.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about. I got a lot of random stuff. So you better buckle up.
I'm all ready.
Go like crazy.
I'd like to say that I'm prepared.
I gave you a heads up.
You did. You did, and I did a little bit of bit of research on the topics you talked about.
We were just talking about. We finished the second week of moose season.
Yeah.
Second season, the October season.
Yeah. So I've been checking the and I can't tell you all the zones, but the zone we have a camp in zone 3, the total for the 2 weeks was 115.
Yeah.
Out of 200 permits given.
Yeah. So I think last week I just did some quick math this morning. Yeah. Comparing last week's numbers to this week's numbers. And so zone 3 would have been 52 out of 100.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah. 63 the first week. So it would have been 52 the second week. Was just scraping the 50% mark.
And everything seems to be pretty equal to that first hunt. They all were 50%, 60% success rate. The woods were busy that week.
They were.
A lot of people out.
They were, which you expect for not only bird season, but moose season.
Yeah.
But the moose weeks are, they not only bring in a hunter and a sub-permittee, but there's usually a caravan, a posse of people that come in.
I think I've mentioned before on here, I'm not, the moose hunts are fun. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's nothing like deer hunting to me. And I'm kind of Lacey and I were talking about it. We're driving around because she'd mentioned, with hunting, I tend to be kind of a
solo guy, loner.
And you can't do that moose hunting.
No, generally you don't.
Yeah, I like to be kind of by myself. And
I do have a moose story that my brother-in-law, Howie Cushman, sent me a picture of a nice bull that was shot by a friend of his in Allagash, I believe. He sent me the picture on the last day, Saturday, and I'm thinking it was shot on Saturday, and the guy they had seen, I don't think they said they passed, but they saw 75 moose.
Holy cow!
Yeah, passed on a lot. I don't know if they passed on 75, but they, I thought, wow, that guy had way more discipline than I do.
I know. We were driving in to a spot Thursday evening.
Yeah,
and we saw, I think it ended up being 7 moose in a couple miles.
Yeah.
Right at like the last half hour of light.
Yeah.
And I was focused, there were some trucks coming out and it was a tight road and heavy loaded logging trucks. So I'm kind of paying attention to what I'm doing. And Lydia kept going, oh, there's one. Oh, there's 3.
Yeah.
Just up off the road. And I'm like, and I would just see the black figure off to the left.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe how in just a short distance, like all of a sudden
we saw one bull on the day we drove in to have lunch with you on Friday. Last Friday, we saw a small bull right in a little wet hole near the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was digging to get out of there, though, when I went by. He was...
Yeah, they don't hang around long.
Yeah, I don't think he could have shot it. He was going as quick as he could go.
I haven't seen any big bulls.
Nope.
This year. Anything
obviously, if that person saw 75 and he shot a decent bull, then... there wasn't a lot of, you see 75 moose and you don't see one that you want to shoot. Obviously, there's, not a lot of big bulls being visible anyway.
Yeah.
So
I had a couple announcements. I had a guy from Montana who watches that sent me, his name's Andrew, sent me an extra spare clip for my...
Oh, super.
For my rifle. I think he said he was digging around in a drawer and... Had an extra one.
Yeah.
That's if I wanted it.
That happened to me a couple of years ago.
So I'm gonna send him a piece of merch.
Yeah. Georgie Solomon gave me a clip. I was down there and he knew I had an old 742 and he gave me a clip for it. Magazine. Yeah. Yeah.
We call them clips.
Clip.
Call it whatever you want.
I call them birds too, or partridge.
That's right. Yeah.
And all was well.
I often think about that. Someone from away, they're like, so what? You saw some birds?
Yeah, I just read an article about that in
kind of birds you see?
Northwood Sporting Journal. A guy talking about being a young man and getting his start and going with his dad and brother road hunting.
Yeah,
and he said that we just we're going bird hunting, and that's how I was raised. What do you get any birds?
Yeah.
And like I said, even in the 1969 law book, it was listed as partridge.
Yeah.
Not ruffed grouse. It was listed as partridge. So.
Lacey and I had that conversation about big woods. It's funny you say that. That just popped in my head. We were driving out yesterday, and because you hear that term thrown around a lot more now, big woods.
Yeah.
That we've always used that up here.
And everybody around here knows if you said you went to the big woods,
it means North Maine woods.
They know you went inside the gate.
And I was telling Lacey, I said when I was a kid, 80s and 90s, you went bird hunting or you went fishing or people would ask you, did you go to the big woods or?
Yep.
So
we know just exactly what they're talking about.
Big woods was North Maine woods.
Inside the gate.
And nothing else.
Yeah.
And so you hear the term, big woods a lot now. Yeah. But for us, it's always that nomenclature has been around forever.
Right.
And it's always been, you're referencing the North Maine woods.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot about it. And I was like, that was just, like where are you going deer hunting? Going to the big woods.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can remember people saying, Paul, when I was, this was decades ago, and they used to say, I really don't feel like I'm hunting until I go to the big woods, till I get in the big woods.
Yeah.
And you, like I say, you knew just exactly what they were saying. And
so it didn't matter if it was bird hunting or fishing or deer hunting or whatever. You always big referred woods. To North Maine woods was the big woods.
Yeah.
Everything else was agricultural.
Woods.
Just agricultural land.
Because there's lots of big woods around our camp and stuff, but it's not the big woods.
Not as big.
Not as big.
It's
not
still
the big woods. 3.5 million acres.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And that also brought me, I was thinking, you brought up bird hunting as a kid or whatever. And I think Lacey's like you when it comes to bird hunting. She'll push her kids out of the way to shoot a bird.
Oh, yeah.
We went for a hike the other day. Annabelle missed a bird.
Yeah.
It's like a millisecond. Lacey's right there on it. Boom.
Oh, you don't want to pass that.
Then sometimes
the opportunities come few and far between. You don't want to squander them.
Yeah, so Annabelle shot. Of course, the bird's sitting in the tree. Doesn't move.
Yeah.
And she hands me her gun to go reload. Lacey steps right in. Then she felt bad. She's like, maybe I should have given Annabelle another shot. I'm like, no, that's part of Lacey. It. Yeah, she's she's on it. She likes to bird hunt.
Yeah, that's good.
I was telling you, she doesn't, if we're back at the campsite or back at camp, come on, we got to get back out there.
Yeah.
Like, holy cow.
Yeah.
The other night, I kind of told her, we went for a walk and instead, and she's like, are you tired of bird hunting? I'm like, I don't know. Can only spend so much time in a vehicle.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing much for hunting. I'm,
Yeah, you're the ringleader.
I'm kind of keeping everyone situated.
The dog and the
snacks fed and keep the dog.
Everybody hopefully somewhat content.
Everyone's got their guns ready and kind of refereeing the fights and oh, it's fun stuff.
It certainly isn't about bird hunting for you, is it, Paul?
No, I don't even pull my gun.
You're way more patient than I am.
I don't even pull my gun out. It's basically if Lacey doesn't want to go in after something or she hands me her gun.
Yeah, you're the last resort.
Yeah. So we've been using...
Like I say, you're a way better father than I am.
No. It's more, and then of course, this time of year, like fall, we went for a walk and there's something about fall. There's like no leaves, right?
Yeah.
And the air is so crisp and cool. We went for a long walk with the kids the other night. And that was when Annabelle had missed the bird. And I've got deer on the mind now. So the whole walk, I'm kind of...
You're over the bird hunting. And
Lacey's like, what are you looking? I'm like, I'm just... Every little opening we'd come to or see if there's deer coming out of it.
Yeah.
There's just something about the smell. And you get some of these fall days where there's like zero wind.
Yeah.
It's just so still.
Beautiful out there.
Yeah, You get back to camp and you watch the smoke coming out from the chimney and it's straight up. We've had some real peaceful evenings. And Bo has been, this morning he got up and all he was doing, he was talking about going down this road and that road and so.
Bo's 100% into it, Paul.
Yeah, he'd shoot right now if he could.
Yeah, it won't be too many more years, and he'll be participating a lot more in it as far as the shooting aspect.
Yeah,
he's got a big dose of bird hunting just from going with you guys. Yep. But And
then last time I'd mentioned remember I bought some gear from a company that I've had some, actually surprisingly there's been a lot of people that have had the same experience that I have, and they knew exactly what I was talking about. I don't want to publicly shame a company, but someone had asked, like, I wish you'd share it so I knew what to
help the next guy.
Look in the comments of that podcast and you'll figure it out pretty easy. Because
I'll have to look.
And I've gotten emails from people saying the same thing. And it's sad because
I got a name right now. I just had a name come into my mind because if it's a name we're all going to recognize, then
if you look at it's in the comments. But I've become a bit cynical over time with just companies in general, because I know we talked a lot about gear in that episode, but everything has become such about making money,
marketing,
that it becomes less about the consumer.
Right. And the quality of the product.
I just wanted to touch on, you'd mentioned planned obsolescence there in that podcast. And I was thinking about that.
Do you know at one time, Paul, that was considered a conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Planned obsolescence.
I can understand that, because basically nowadays anything that considered a conspiracy theory is usually true.
Exactly.
So
yeah, it's
I'm kidding to some extent.
The difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is 6 months.
Yeah, give us some time.
Yeah,
give us some time. But yeah, so you'd mentioned planned obsolescence, and it gets me because I really see it in healthcare the past 10 years, and that's something that really gets me fired. I fired up big time. Is I hate seeing people get ripped off. I can take, like, if it's me, it's like, okay, live and learn. But I had a bunch of people email me the same experience, and I kind of got fired up. I was like, I'm going to email this company and just be like, you guys got a problem. And because I hate to see people get ripped off. And I see it in healthcare. Everything's become about making a buck at everyone else's expense. And whether it's health insurance.
Oh, I'm going through that.
Right.
My plan was dropped. My Advantage plan was dropped. So
I'm
shopping for a healthcare plan for 2026.
You watch the news and everyone's saying, oh, everyone needs to have healthcare coverage. Well, what is healthcare coverage? Because, you can say you have coverage, technically, it doesn't cover crap.
Right.
Costs an arm and a leg. And it's just basically, it's getting stuck to the people.
Yeah.
So when I see, I'm very cynical, not to get on a big rant about this, like I can get very cynical about companies. And my first response is that, well, how are they, what's their game plan here to rip people off? And so I got thinking about planned obsolescence. So when you look at products that were made, like say in the 50s, like fridges and stuff, we've talking about appliances years ago. And they're still working today, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Right. And that doesn't happen now.
30 years was not out of the question. Probably not uncommon.
Things were built to last. And, obviously companies want to make money and they develop what they spend all their time in focus groups.
Yeah.
And you see it, I guess, got thinking about all kinds of different areas, whether it's healthcare, health insurance, movies, music industry, even YouTube. Everything gets driven into this data-driven focus, where you have focus groups coming up to basically give people what they want that's going to make the most amount of money.
Yeah.
And it really has little to do with the product. And if you look at movies, say Hollywood nowadays, some of the greatest movies made were a long time ago because the mindset on making something was more of a creative.
Right.
Like they wanted to make something that they wanted to make. And now everyone's kind of doing the same thing because they have so much data that they can figure out what people want. And you lose that kind of sparkle with things. I guess YouTube's the same way. You'll see people, you've got so much data given to you on every video you post. It can become just a scientific experiment. And it loses its, at least for me, it loses its sparkle. Right. Like my purpose for doing it was a creative outlet.
Yeah.
I don't care about views. I don't want to be worried about tailoring things to get the most amount of clicks and stuff. I do it because I'm going to make some videos anyway, because I really have fun doing it. And
no shameless plugs, right? Huh?
Yeah. No. I could care less about sponsorship. I could care less about because you become a sellout, I feel.
Absolutely. You're no matter what you say, you're beholding to a sponsor.
Yeah. And I'm going to say whatever I want.
Right.
And so I don't think a company would.
And I hear a lot of people say, well, I wouldn't let a sponsor come in unless I use the product or believe in it. But you know what? You are beholden to them in some
you're going to feel a
form.
little pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. You whether you like the product or not, so and it's one thing, and I'm getting way off track here, but there's one thing in the YouTube realm, like if someone's why is to get a lot of views and then that's great. That's their focus. That's what they want to do. But like, I can't, it just wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be sustainable. Anything that I would do over long term, because that's not my, well, I know what my why is
with it. What's your why?
You asked me.
I like playing with everything, but I don't mean to get on the whole YouTube kick, but I just got thinking about all kinds of, how things get into such a money centric.
Yeah.
Like just want to generate money, want to generate revenue.
Yeah.
And, so when you look at products like say appliances or hunting gear and all this stuff, like we talked about camo, and it's not just the fact that it's expensive, because I've got expensive gear. I don't mind
paying the money
spending money.
Yeah.
But what these companies do is, I probably didn't explain it clearly or my thoughts on it completely, but like camo, how many times can you reinvent the wheel, right?
Yeah. So
you're breaking up a pattern.
That even is obsolescence in the sense that it's perceived obsolescence.
Yeah.
There's 3 types of obsolescence: functional, systemic, and perceived. And the perceived obsolescence is, well, we'll change the product a little and make you think you need to have it because we've upgraded it or changed it somewhat.
Yeah.
So your perception is, well, that's a newer model. I need to have that. It's going to be better.
Yeah.
And the refrigerators and stuff, that was functional.
Yeah.
They're made to break at a certain point.
Yeah.
And systemic is, we talked about that too, Paul, how things are no longer used, didn't break or anything, and but it's no longer usable because maybe it's the new program you can't add to the product you have. Maybe an iPhone or something that
they stop software updates for certain
absolutely
models,
that's systemic obsolescence.
Yeah, so I had someone, and he made a good point. I had someone point out, well, you've got a lot of expensive hunting gear. How's that different than? And I just had said, like, that's an excellent point. I've got, probably a lot of people wouldn't spend $500 or $600 on a wool jacket.
Yeah.
But my goal is that my kids will probably have it someday.
Yeah.
And I don't ever plan on.
And we don't want to sound like we're putting people down for doing that. It's their money. They can do it. Good for them if they like that stuff. And you have the money for it?
Yeah.
By all means.
No, my only problem is people that feel that they're missing out if they don't get it. Yeah. And it's a hard trap. Yeah. It's an easy trap.
I'm
to
not
fall
putting
into.
anybody down. I like nice stuff. I have
and
nice stuff.
I think there is I kind of said it was kind of on a bell curve. I think there's going to be a subset of people where kind of those little nuanced changes might be of benefit.
Right.
But maybe not with camo, because I feel, a lot of that stuff is just, we got to create a new product to sell because sales are slowing down with.
Well, you got to say, if you're a company and you're producing something, you don't want to sell to a customer once. You want to sell to them on a regular basis.
That's why, I don't know if I've used this example on here before, but that's why if you look at a drug company that develops a cure for a disease, you've somewhat shot yourself in the foot.
Absolutely.
You've now have no more customers. Like Hep C was a big one. Gilead had produced a...
There's a saying, and you probably know it, a patient healed is a patient lost.
That's right. And so when, they could cure Hep C, Gilead was the pharmaceutical company that had produced the product, and you see their stock went through the roof for about 2 years, and because you had a lot of people with Hep C, and then it just tanked.
Yeah.
They've got no revenue anymore from it because
that's what I say. You want a customer coming back.
Very minimal. So,
and that's the perceived obsolescence. You want to make a car, you want to put something new on it next year, and change the styling of it, and because although the car you got last year or 4 years ago still works really good and serves you well, but it doesn't have all the stuff and doesn't look quite the same as that 2026 model. So
as I was thinking about it, bird hunting, you get a lot of time to think and chew on things. I was like, I think there's 2 problems at hand. One, the companies want to generate revenue, but it also, the buck lies on the consumer a little bit too, because we've got a desire for new stuff. We like new things. And
we're told that by society, we're told that by marketing that, we need it.
Yeah.
You don't only want it, but man, you need it.
Yeah.
You really need it. That's called advertising.
I mean, like you can get excited and ordering something new.
Oh yeah. Like I say, I don't begrudge anybody. They can buy whatever they want.
After a couple weeks, it becomes
doesn't change the basic principle of the whole thing. What's going on just because,
So yeah, planned obsolescence has become very substantial in society now.
Yeah, but it's funny. Like I say, at one time it was considered a conspiracy theory that does it really exist? Yeah, it exists.
Yeah, things are designed to break at a certain point.
We'll put in this little plastic gear here that's going to break, and then what's going to happen? You go to buy this little plastic gear that broke, and you find out it costs more than a brand new product, or almost as much. So you say, "Well, what's the sense of doing that? I'll just buy a brand new one."
So we've become a very disposable society.
Yeah. So,
all right, that went a while on that one. I just want to touch on planned obsolescence. I first heard that many, many years ago. My dad was a wise man, and he taught me that. I was just a kid. He would talk about that planned obsolescence. Yeah.
So I've had a lifetime to see it.
It was a long time ago.
And notice it and think about that.
Yeah.
But I remember him telling me as a kid, or hearing him talk to somebody else maybe, and I was picking up on the conversation, and he was talking about planned obsolescence.
Which, when you sit back and look at the world,
we don't want to waste stuff in the environment, but we're creating things
about destroying the environment.
Yeah.
Yet you burn through electronics like crazy.
Yeah. You're filling landfills of stuff.
Whether it's computers or phones or things.
Yeah.
And it's like,
we
were up at the tent, and I literally told Lacey, I was like, man, I could live right here.
Yeah.
Like, and she thinks I'm crazy because
I could do that. I could never make my wife or your wife go through that.
I'm like, what more does a guy need?
Yeah, I could do. I could live at the camp. I could live with an outhouse. I could draw water from a well. And no electricity. I could get away with it.
Yeah, no, I could do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get fired up when I see people, when I feel like people are getting ripped off.
Yeah.
Like I kind of want to, I want to go to bat for. I was like that in healthcare. If I felt someone was getting taken advantage of, especially from their insurance company.
Yeah.
See all kinds of weird stuff. You get someone sick in front of you, and you get an insurance company denying a medication for a very asinine reason. Oftentimes, it would be something as stupid as the company, the way the contracting is done, they want the brand medication, even though there's a cheaper generic that we have in stock on the shelf. They're not going to pay for it because of contracting reasons with the drug manufacturer. Yeah. That you have to dispense the brand. We don't have the brand. It's a Friday. You get someone sick with an infection of some sorts, or something going on. And you're like, seriously?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to make them go home sick for the weekend? And I can't, because there's a cheaper alternative.
And you're the bad guy. Yeah. You're the one facing the customer.
There's a cheaper, it's the same thing. It's a generic. It's cheaper. And you going to make me dispense a brand, which I don't have in stock.
Yeah.
And, oh man, that gets me fired up. Like, just, you see that all the time. So I used to, I would get on the phone with an insurance company, and I would get someplace, because basically I'm like, I'm not going anywhere until they leave.
That is a very good thing, Paul, that and we don't see enough of it, but injustice.
Oh yeah.
Things that are unjust.
Yeah.
And it's not about you. It's injustice to other people.
Yeah.
And it'd be one thing, if we squawked for our own personal reasons or whatever, but when you see other people, like you say, that are in tough shape, and injustice doesn't sit well.
Yeah, I'm getting fired up. My blood pressure is going up right now talking about it.
Well, yours will probably level with mine here a little bit with what I've been going through. So.
Let's talk about signpost rubs.
Okay.
Because I was doing some scouting, and we I posted a little video on scouting, and had some great comments about, is scouting really that, worth it to you to spend a lot of time? And I was like, yeah, great point. Like we've talked about it before. Like, I'm mostly doing it for a couple of reasons. One, it gets me out.
Yeah.
Two, gives me an idea of where's some deer sign. Maybe if we don't have snow, or or I can go pick up a buck track when there is snow.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like, once we get snow on the ground, I can end up anywhere.
Exactly.
And try to spend time. Like, I was thinking this morning too. Like, I got a couple spots, kind of
in the back of your mind,
where I've been seeing some bucks. But I was like, there's kind of two ways I can go there. And I'm like, if I have snow, even though one's a longer drive, one, I could walk there through the woods. It's only a couple miles. Two, one, I could drive there, but I'm like, it's about 10 miles. But I'm like, there's a lot of good deer hunting on that 10 miles.
Right.
And I'm like, I just hunt my way in early.
Yeah.
If you see a nice buck track or something.
And more than likely, you may come across something before you get there. You'll never get to the place you were headed.
No, that's a good problem.
Yeah, that's a good problem.
So
there's nothing wrong with that problem.
I was thinking of scouting and stuff like that. And thinking about, because you hear a lot of talk about signpost rubs. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a signpost rub up here.
To my knowledge, I haven't, Paul.
Yeah.
One came close, and you're going to post a picture, I guess, of it there.
Yeah, I used it in a thumbnail before.
Yeah.
But I'll put it.
But
up
I've
here.
been down in there in many years since, and it hasn't been touched.
Yeah.
And in the all the years I've hunted, I don't think I can say I came across anything that was for sure a signpost trap. And I got another little story that I was watching another podcast, and a very, very seasoned hunter from the Adirondacks. He was on a podcast, and he told him the same thing. He said, I don't know if I've ever in the Adirondacks. And he was a very good hunter, very seasoned, in his 60s, and very good hunter. And he said, either I'm missing it or they aren't there. Yeah. And I'm thinking, man, you're not missing it probably, because you're a good hunter. You've been out in the woods.
You're looking for that
for
stuff.
Decades. You would have seen it if it existed.
I mean, how many rubs have we seen driving down the road way up in the woods?
Yeah.
And actually in that video, which was weird for a moose to be scraping some maple bark off that low.
Because it looked just like a rub.
It was the bright height. Because usually they're up high.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to bend over.
There's a couple things in that area. We've picked up buck tracks going through there, and track deer in that exact spot.
In that exact spot.
So we're driving down the road, and Dad's like, oh, what is that I see right there?
Shiny yellow bark.
Right up in the woods from, I don't know, we were 30 yards away, 40 yards away. Oh, that's a buck rub. Then you get within 10 feet. It's like, no.
You can see the tooth, the bottom front teeth there.
That was a moose doing that, which was weird.
But I've never seen there again a moose strip the bark off a tree that low.
Yeah,
it was only a foot off the ground or whatever.
It was one of those short moose.
Yeah, yeah. So.
But yeah, so you think of the miles that we've tracked deer, walked through the woods.
The days and the years.
In places where there's lots of deer.
Yeah.
And from the early 80s on to present day, that's 50 years.
Yeah.
And never seeing what I'd consider a signpost shrub. Except for that one. Yeah. Probably would be the closest.
Yeah, and that may have been just that year, Paul, that he had a number of deer, or maybe that one deer had... Yeah, we ended up shooting the deer that walked right by it. And when he walked by it, he didn't, as I remember, he didn't touch it. We stopped and we had a snack there. Which is, you look back, that's one of those great memories, that was a good deer hunt. He went down in there, he walked right by that signpost or that rub, and then he went right up in front of the truck where we were parked. Yeah. He walked right across the front of the truck. And we ended up shooting that deer.
You did? Yeah, I shot at him. But...
Little 8-pointer. Yeah, that was pretty neat. That was lots of snow, cold.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a fun hunt.
Yeah.
It's fun when you kind of put a game plan together and things,
it is, and it
work out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's happened a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Over the years, you put enough game plans together. Sometimes, even a blind squirrel finds an acorn once in a while.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
So the other thing that we'll kind of switch gears here to some bear stuff, because Maine has a big black bear population.
Right.
And
30 plus thousand maybe, Paul,
Yeah,
I think is estimated.
Depends on what you read, anywhere from we'll say 25 to 35,000.
Yeah,
depending on
that's what I was thinking.
A
little over 30.
Probably if it's a lodge advertising, they're going to say 35,000. Probably if it's a biologist, they're going to say 25 to 30,000.
Yeah.
But I come across that Florida's having a black bear hunt this year, and it's the first black bear hunt in 10 years. And
2015 was the last.
Pretty controversial.
It is.
They get a lot of pushback on. I would just, the opponents against this stuff in any state are gonna dig in their heels whenever you start to. But I think did you read it all? But like 2015, they had a hunt, but it was like, I think was 300 tags or so. They wanted to harvest about 300.
Yeah.
And they basically had it open.
Yeah.
And you go in and buy permit, and they were going to close the season once they
hit the mark. Yeah.
And it sounded like it was a bit chaotic and a lot of cubs shot, a lot of stuff that maybe might not sit well with the public. Yeah. So they hadn't had a hunt since then. And since then, the population's gone up there. Nowhere's near what Maine is. I think it was around 4,000.
They said that in the 70s, the bear population in Florida was a few hundred, and now it's...
Yeah.
They say it warrants a hunt, that they're,
you're getting more human bear
conflict and stuff.
And as we know, and of course, Maine has a robust history with bear data.
Yeah.
One of the longest established, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, they get a good bear program.
They do.
You've participated in it.
Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But so they've got a good foundation, what they're playing with. And they'll say the most effective way to manage bears through hunting.
Right.
Because Maine, especially since the early 90s, when I was a kid, you never saw a bear out and about up in the woods.
No.
Like I can remember being probably around 10 or 11. We were going in fishing. It's like the first bear that I actually saw driving down the road.
Right.
And he wasn't around.
I've only seen one while I was walking in the woods hunting. Only one.
No kidding.
In all the years that I was bird hunting. Yeah. I've seen lots of bear driving around and stuff, but I've only seen one. And there again, driving around, I've never seen one when it was legal for me to harvest it and stuff. So.
That's probably the same for me. I could have, 2 years ago when I shot that big buck, I could have shot a bear because I was trailing that buck and the bear came right up behind me. I had a crosshairs right between his eyes. Yeah. That's all I could see. He didn't know I was standing right there. And
he was tracking your big buck.
He'd been spending it because I could see bear tracks through those woods a lot. He'd spent a lot of time there.
Yeah.
And I think he got wind of that deer.
Yeah.
And
blood.
He was coming right up behind me.
Yeah.
And I just hear something through the there was a little opening and there's some raspberry bushes. And I could just see his eyes and the top of his head. And I pull up and he was like from me to you away.
Yeah.
And I said, hey. And the minute I said something, he disappeared.
They can go fast.
He was gone.
Yeah. They can disappear.
I was like,
fast.
buddy, a step closer and you're going to have,
gonna
be all she wrote.
I'm gonna do half of my Grand Slam right here today.
That's right, gonna get it all done. You had said to me too, like, why didn't you shoot it?
Yeah, I remember what you told me. You said I had one thing to deal with.
I got a deer to take care of. I don't want to mess with a bear now too.
Yeah, I remember that. You said I had my main concern was taking care of the buck that I was on.
Yeah,
I didn't need two things to think about.
Bite off more than I can chew.
Yeah.
So back to the Florida hunt. What they're gonna do, like 187?
Well, actually, it was originally, they've dropped it down to 172, Paul. They've knocked 15 off for some reason.
Which is weird because...
So it's an open lottery system, $5 for a chance, and you can buy as many chances as you want. So,
kind of like our moose lottery.
Absolutely.
Do it like that. So, which bears... I was thinking about that. I'm like, okay, you get 4,000 bear. You only want to harvest 187 or 172.
Yeah, I read they dropped it down to 172.
Yeah, that's less than 5%.
Yeah.
Like, would that really make a significant impact on the population?
Yeah.
And I get the feeling that they're probably just dipping their toes.
Absolutely.
Like, we're going to ease into this and take a very calculated approach.
Yeah.
Because it looks like they're going to have some sort of hunting.
Yeah. So and you probably read too that the anti-hunting groups, Paul, are purchasing all the.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Yeah, well, they did. They and I forget how many. It's almost $200,000 they've spent on purchasing chances, and they estimate that anti-hunters will get about 23% of the permits.
Jeez, I'm grow, yeah.
But the problem is, when they get those permits, it's $100 to get your license, and you got to buy your license, or the license goes to the next guy in line.
Oh, okay.
So these anti-hunters are going to have to pony up if they get drawn
to get a license.
To get a license, they got to pony up $100 to get their license, or they forfeit it, and like I say, the next guy in line gets it until.
Yeah.
And also, they said that what the department will do is they will account for that if they continue the hunt in years, subsequent years. They'll just up the number of permits.
Yeah.
So the antis are fighting a losing battle.
Yeah.
So if they take 23% of the permits and put them on the sideline, next year the department will raise the number of permits by 25% or 23%.
So it makes you think about, because it's easy to just look at a game law. Right. Or a season and take it at face value.
Yeah.
But it makes you realize how much thought has to go in to putting this stuff out there, and the things that you have to account for that you would never even imagine, you know, like whether it's in our state, whether it's for doe permits or the moose lottery or stuff. Man, there's so much to think about.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with the public.
And you hit on something there, Paul. They're starting and it's very difficult to, especially in the hunting world, to start something new, a new season.
Because they're talking about it.
Because we've had ours has been literally, let's say, basically forever.
Yeah.
That since man was here, you could hunt bear.
Yeah.
I don't know if they closed the spring season, but you always had a season.
But in the mid-50s was when they stopped viewing bears like vermin.
Right.
Because they used to have a bounty on them.
Because I remember that.
Yeah.
When bear were viewed, if you shot a bear, you would take it to the dump or leave it there. You would take it to the dump. I literally saw that, that I can remember my dad telling me that. I'd ask Dad, as a little kid, you're asking 1,000 questions when you're out hunting. Hey, Dad, would you ever shoot a bear? No, those things, stinky old bear. That was how they were viewed in general.
Yeah.
Not just by my dad, but in general, they were viewed that way.
Yeah.
So that all changed, like you say, maybe the 50s, 60s.
It was 57.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's big business.
Yeah. You can shoot 2 bear.
Yeah.
Or you can take one trapping and one hunting.
And I remember the spring hunt vividly. We had a spring hunt and a fall hunt. And they did away with the spring hunt. So.
Yeah, so that back to the Florida hunt, I see that they're looking to add dog hunting into
2027 in 2 years.
Like up to 6 dogs or something.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, on Maine's bear hunt, a lot of people get upset about, or they get bothered by the whole baiting part of it. But even now, I'm reading that they don't feel that the harvest rate is keeping up with the population growth. There's less people bear hunting.
Yeah.
And it's hard to shoot a bear unless you use dogs or bait.
We just said that in all the years that I've been in the woods, I never had a chance to shoot a bear.
Around town, there's some opportunity if you see one coming into a field, like with Keith.
Yeah.
And that was Keith's mindset with the whole thing was, I'm seeing this bear every night.
But even then, although he didn't put the food out, the food was there that the bear was coming to, on a regular basis.
Basically, it was almost like a food plot.
Right. So you see that with oats and apples, sometimes. And even back in the day, some beech nut ridges and stuff, people would know that bear frequented and they would hunt them and be successful. But overall, you're right. If you just said it's going to be a deal where you're just going to go out and wander in the woods and try to find a bear, Good luck.
Yeah. I remember one of the guys at camp shot a deer, I think earlier in the week or earlier in the season. And there was still bear out and about Thanksgiving week.
That year. Yeah.
And didn't he see the bear go across the road? And he thought, well, I'm going to track it.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
He didn't go very far on it because he's like, man, those things go through.
I talked to another guy that tried that years ago that had shot a deer, and he found a bear track, and he said that was crazy where it went, and it never stopped.
All kinds of great places to walk, and it goes through.
Yeah. They like to walk right down logs. He said they'll get on a log and walk right down a log, and I remember him telling me that.
It's funny you say that. The first time, because most times when deer camp week, when we have snow, they're in hibernation.
Yeah. And
I remember my first time seeing a bear track in snow.
Yeah.
And it kind of was like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
And we were going in the same direction. And that bear did the same thing. He'd come to a log and walk right down the log.
Yeah. It was George Solomon that told me that story years ago. He says, and George was a tough guy. He could go. And he said, there was no catching up to that bear.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Yeah.
So Maine. So I was thinking of my experience with going to visit a bear den when I was in high school. I think it was our sophomore years when we took biology. I had an excellent biology teacher in high school.
Yeah,
and he taught biology and anatomy, which we took our senior year or junior year, I forget. But he was very involved in the class, and we did a ton of dissections in that class, which is why I loved it, I think, so much. And I think we had something like 10 or 12 planned dissections, and maybe this was anatomy at the time. And all the way up from very simple insects to fish to all the way up to cats was going to be our final dissection. Everyone had their own, right? Their own specimen to dissect and spend time with. But he also was kept in contact with IF&W, and if there was roadkill or if there was fish that were confiscated from fishermen because they broke the law, birds of prey, which are legal, but they found some hit or whatever, they'd call them up, and so we would get to dissect like one. There was a moose hit who was pregnant, and so we get to dissect a moose fetus, and so all kinds of cool stuff. It'd be random. Like he would, you get a call and they'd be like, "Hey, we have this. Would you like it?" And so we'd show up to class that day, and whatever was planned for that day would go on hold, and we'd all circle around as a class as we dissected whatever came in. So one of the things he did is at the time it was Randy Cross, who was the biologist.
He was
the head bear biologist up here.
He was a legend in the bear world, I think. Randy
so we went in one winter, and it was a field trip during a school day.
Yeah.
And busload of biology students into the North Maine woods with a couple biologists, and they had a bear radio collared, and went snowshoed into the den, found the den, and it was a fantastic experience because took a long time to find her and trying to get a road that you could snowmobile down close enough. And it was a lot of work. A lot of the students, about half of them, weren't prepared for that much snowshoeing and the snow depth in the middle of the woods and stuff. So a lot of people ended up kind of giving up. But for the rest of us that stuck with it throughout the day, a great experience. And I can remember they spotted the den. Usually it would be, you'd see a spot of dirty snow, and that would be where air and stuff's coming up out of.
Yeah.
And looking at it, you think, wow, it's just a little hump there, nothing big. Man, they dug down deep, and he jumped right down in there, and he had a tranquilizer needle on a long pole. And I remember the whole den when he jumped down in there, and they kind of met face to face, and she kind of lunged at the stick, and he got her, but the whole den just went whoop.
Yeah.
And so anyway, he pulls her out, they're weighing her and have the cubs wrapped in blankets, and and it was a super awesome experience.
Yeah.
And
you had video of that, didn't you, Paul?
Yeah, so someone had VHS, right?
Yeah.
The big old camcorder, and it was on the news.
Yeah.
Of us I got pictures of me holding the bear. I have the VHS tape because we all got copies of it.
Right.
And it's got to be at the house someplace.
Yeah.
And that class was probably what solidified my desire for a career in some sort of science.
Right.
Is we did so many cool things.
Yeah.
And the bear den, that trip was pretty sweet.
Yeah. Not a lot of people can say they've done that, Paul.
No, like we all got to hold the cubs. And,
that was basically a small team. Randy Cross.
There was two girls. I forget their names.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if one of those girls. And here we're gonna bring something full circle. I almost think one of those girls, that moose that I was telling you that Howie Cushman showed me, the guide was Jake Feener.
Okay.
And I'm not sure, but I almost think one of those girls on that bear crew, he's married to.
No kidding.
Yeah. I watched, he's got a podcast, he's got a YouTube channel, Feener Productions, so I'll put a plug. He does a really good job.
All right.
Jake Feener's a really interesting guy. So he was the guide for the guy that they saw 75 moose up in Allagash.
All right.
Almost think one of those girls you're talking about, he's married to.
I'll have to look at the tape.
Yeah, kind of like I say, come full circle and just by coincidence.
Yeah, what a great experience to be able to do that. It was pretty cool how he jumped right down in there.
Yeah.
And so Maine's got pretty robust data on bear
we had
how to handle the bear
good
population.
Bear research. Yeah, under Randy Cross. Yeah.
So you look at Florida, I had to laugh. I was like, their bear population's 4,000.
Yeah.
Compared to
30,
what we have,
25 to 35. Yeah.
Yeah. Quite a difference.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought that was interesting. Kind of relatable to Maine, Florida bear hunt, and kind of, how hard it can be to get
something established that doesn't exist, especially in the hunting world.
Or if something gets taken away.
Right. That's right. You're never going to get it back.
Man, it's going to be hard.
Tough to get it back. Yeah.
Like
it's
a fight there.
And we talked about that, Paul, the future of hunting, and we're not we don't have a lot of political clout as far as numbers. We're only 5% of the population, I believe, is hunts. Yeah. So.
And falling.
Yeah.
I don't think as many people are getting into it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we don't have a lot of political clout, that down the road, if we've been fortunate so far, we can still do it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Anything else to add?
Nope. We're only a week and a half away from deer season.
I'm in deer hunting mode now.
People have to start formulating a
game plan.
Some sort of game plan, and so boy, it goes by fast.
Oh, I know.
Life goes by fast.
I was telling Lacey about that.
And here we are, like I say, it seems like we were saying it was 6 months down the road, and now it's here. And
I'm out there bird hunting. On one hand, I'm going, man, I can't wait for deer season to come. And on the other hand, I'm going, holy crap, I don't want it to come yet. Because before I know, we're going to be into Thanksgiving week. And
one of the things of living in northern Maine is once you get done deer season, it's a long stretch of cold white.
Lacey struggles with that. She's like,
I'm changing the oil in the snowmobile and right now, getting that prepared. Got to register it.
I've just been doing that with the vehicles.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I guess more bird hunting this week. And
I'll see if I like, Narda was asking me today if we're going up to the lake, and I said, I got stuff I got to do around the house. Tired out from dealing with stuff I shouldn't be dealing with.
I'm kind of the same. Like I'm kind of tired with. I don't say tired of bird hunting. I like being in the woods, but I'm getting a little bit.
You can do too much of anything.
Yeah, but the kids are just like, well, we want to go back and.
Yeah, I think back when I was
I'll do it for them.
Was a working man and stuff, and you cherished and treasured those days that you could go, and now you can go every day, and you can get complacent with it, or I don't want to say burned out on it, but you can take it for granted.
I want to get out and put some miles on.
Yeah,
like I really want to get out and.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do that with 3 kids and a dog.
Well, and one of the things a lot, you're right. I do it just for exercise, it's a great way to go for a walk in the woods, like you say, to smell the smells and enjoy the sights. And if you get a bird, great. If you don't,
we did about 3 miles the other day.
That's good for a 5-year-old.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. You get the first half mile. You say, "Oh, I'm tired." One's throwing themselves on the ground, and then you kind of get them over that hump.
Yeah,
and then it becomes oh, look at this. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So we get another mile out of it, because then you get to calculate too. Because Lacey was like, "How far have we gone?" And
you got to make it back.
I'm like, about 1.5 miles. So like, yeah, okay. We probably should start heading back, because
you got to
it's
make
going
it
to be
back.
3 miles round trip here.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be
lugging anybody.
Because I did lug Bo the walk before that. I kept telling them, because 4 or 5-year-olds, they walk around like they're drunk all the time. They stumble and go it, and
they walk like a 67-year-old, don't they,
like
Paul?
100 miles an hour,
just like a 67-year-old.
Don't worry about running into anything. So he was playing. There's a rocky shore, big boulders, and I kept telling him, "You're gonna fall in the water." Yeah. Just before we get ready to go,
he fell in the water.
Splash, 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 and then I'm all wet. I'm like, dude, you got to walk back. I told you not to get in the water. And I can't. I need to change. Like, there's nothing to change into. And he was soaked.
Yeah.
I made him walk about 100 yards just to deal with the fact of the discomfort, because he hates being wet.
Yeah.
Like I told you several times what was going to happen. And so it ended up, he's on my shoulders.
Yeah.
The whole walk back. Happy as a clam after that. He doesn't have to move in his wet boots. And,
yeah.
But they'll keep you going.
Yeah.
So all kinds of stuff to.
Yeah, I won't bring anything else up. I could keep going for.
Save it for next time.
Save it for next time.
All right. Well, good. I get. I'm trying to think if I left. Oh, I got one last thing to add. Sorry, I almost forgot. So we have a guy, Glenn Dobson, who watches the channel quite a bit. Sends me emails all the time. He started his own YouTube channel, Georgia Outdoor Enthusiast, and he comes up to Maine. I think he comes up to Jackman fishing as well. Shot a nice buck down in Georgia, 9-pointer, 19-inch spread. And
that's a good buck.
Yeah. I asked him, I said, how much those Georgia deer weigh? Because I don't think they weigh them. Yeah. He said the live weight, if I remember correctly, he probably said live weight was around 180 pounds. Yeah. 190 pounds. Because I'm always interested to see how, deer around the country stack up to Maine deer. Because weighing deer in Maine is it's a big thing.
Bergman's law.
That's
rule.
right. Further north you get,
the bigger they get. Yeah. The colder it is.
The bigger they get. Yeah. So shout out to Glenn. I'll put a picture up of his deer.
Yeah.
So Georgia's got a rich deer hunting history.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good people from Georgia.
I always think Bill Jordan and stuff down there.
Michael Waddell.
Yeah. The what was it? Not the Buckmasters, but the
Real Tree Outdoors.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. We'll do it again next week.
Yes, absolutely.
We've been doing Monday mornings now. Seems to be.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah, I like Monday mornings.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon. I like the morning better.
I think
mid-morning.
I think the best in the morning.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah.
So, alrighty. I guess that's it. I guess till next time, get outside.
It's good for the soul.
See ya.